Hey, 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 hey. How is everyone doing on this marvelous Thursday today? Hope all is well with everyone and everyone is doing great. Hope everything is fine, everything is going well. Um, if not, I hope things get better. Me, I am alive and well, living, grateful and breathing. Y'all, today's video is about a heart to heart when my mom passed away and how it made me feel. So this video is sad, but I thought I would share it with you guys. Um, my mom had been sick for a very long time. She was back and forth in the hospital for quite some time. Little back end story. Me and my mom was very close. I'm the middle child, very spoiled. She gave me any and everything I wanted. My mom was my everything. She was like my mom, my best friend, all in one. I could talk to her about anything and tell her anything, even if she couldn't do nothing about it. Just the fact that I could sit down and talk to her and tell her anything, it just made my day and made me feel better. If I went through horrible relationships, she was there. If I needed guidance and help about anything, she was there. My mom had congested heart failure, so she had a bad heart. So she would have problems with that, and she was also a type 2 diabetic. And I did home health care for her. I worked from home. My mom was my patient, so that was a that was a nice job for me to have, to work at home. I work at home now. I'm self-employed now, but I'm not doing healthcare. I do daycare. But anyway, so when my mom got really sick, I did home health care for her, and she was like, you do home health care for me. You know you can get paid for that. I'm like, I don't want to get paid for that. I don't want to do that. You're my mom. I'm going to always take care of you. I'm not going to let you go into a nursing home when I can just take care of you myself. I wouldn't do you like that. I wouldn't dare do you like that. And she was like, well, Rita, just get the money. It's free money. If you can get it, go ahead and get it. And I kept telling her, no, no, no. And she kept saying, Rita, get it because you can. And I'm like, all right, I will. But I helped with the bills. We split the bills together. Me and my mom stayed together because I was taking care of her. And I didn't want to move out no way. She let me be there anyway. I was a mama's girl, like people are a mama's boy. I was a mama's girl. I was real close to my mom. So I started working out at the gym like 6 years straight. I guess you can call me a gym rat because I stayed in the gym. A gym rat is a person that stays in the gym working out, not nothing else sexual. But anyway, I was a gym rat. I stayed working out, and I would get up early in the morning, prepare her food, get her ready, and then get myself ready and head out to the gym. And I would always prepare her meals or whatever. And when I get back, because I would be at the gym for like 4 hours straight, and then come home and fix her food and get up all over again and do it all over again. But one day I went to the gym, and my sister was living in Ohio, and me and my mom got together and scraped up the money and sent my sister a ticket to come back to Chicago because she was going through some situation herself. But anyway, long story short, when my sister got there, she was like there for 2 months, and my mom was already sick. but it wasn't that bad. But she was feeling ill. I had caught a cold. I had the flu, and I ended up giving it to my mom. Now, mind you, she was already sick. I ended up giving my mom my cold, and I was really hoarse and sick. I gave my mom my cold, and I noticed when you're diabetic, when you have heart problems, and you have high blood pressure, when you already have those type of symptoms and anything going on in your history of health, it's hard for you to shake a cold when you're diabetic or any type of sickness you have for life. It's hard for you to shake a cold. And for like 3 weeks to 2 weeks straight, my mom couldn't get rid of this cough for some reason. She just kept coughing, kept coughing, kept coughing. Now, mind you, I left and went to the gym. Sorry. So, when I got to the gym, my sister had called me. She was like, I called the ambulance for mom because she would start coughing. She can't get rid of the cough, so I called the ambulance for her. So I left the gym. No, my sister was like, don't leave the gym, just stay there. So I finished doing what I was doing, but I cut my hours at the gym short that day. And I went to go see my mom in the hospital. And when I went to go see her, they had a tube down her throat. They said her lungs were really wet, which meaning she had walking pneumonia. Her lungs was really wet. They had to sedate her to keep her sleeping under heavy meds because when she found out she had a tube down her throat, she kept snatching it out of her mouth. So they had to put her under heavy meds. So they did that. Then she was having urinary tract infections. Her heart was messing up on her. Her blood pressure was high. She had walking pneumonia. Things like that went out. So, long story whole, my mom was in the hospital for a whole entire year. And I would go see her every other day at the hospital, and sometimes I would skip days because I didn't want the people to know when I was coming. So I would skip days just to make sure they was doing what they were supposed to do with my mom. Because I was never the type to not see my mom. I went to go see my mom. My sister went to go see my mom. So, yeah, so I went to go see her every day and things like that, whatnot. And she was still up under heavy meds. Then, like, I want to say 5 or 6 months later, they moved her to another part of the hospital where she wasn't in the emergency part. She was starting to progress. She was starting to progress and get well. So they moved her from the intensive care unit up to a regular hospital room. So she was doing well for like 2 weeks, and then they see that she wasn't breathing on her own, so she had a setback and got sick again. And they called me and asked me, could they have permission to do surgery to open up her throat to stick a breathing tube down there. So I was like, yeah, y'all can go ahead and do that. And I had to sign some papers just in case they had to resuscitate my mom, so in case anything happened. See, I knew my mom had a bad heart, but I didn't know to what extreme that she had a bad heart. I didn't know. But anyway, they put a breathing tube down her throat, so she was on a breathing machine. So after she got out of that hospital, she ended up going to another hospital that specialized in breathing. It was all the way up north, way, way up north. So I didn't mind, no matter how far she went, I still went to go see my mom. So after she went to that hospital where they specialize in breathing, my mom said to me, she was like, how long had I been away from home? And cause she didn't remember. I said, Mom, how long you think you've been away from home? I was just asking a question. She was like, oh, no more than 2 weeks. I said, no, Mom, you've been away from home. At that time, it was like 10 months. I said, you've been away from home like 10 months. You've been away from home almost a year. And she was like, wow. I said, yeah, my birthday passed and everything, because my birthday was like in January. So my birthday had rolled around. She missed my birthday. I said, how old did I turn? And at the time I had turned 27 or 28. I can't quite remember. But she remembered my birthday. She still had all her memories. She could remember everything. She just didn't know that she was under heavy meds that so long that she had missed a year away from home. So, yeah, so she didn't know she had missed a year away from home. And she was like, wow, I've been gone that long. I said, yeah, you had been gone just that long, almost a year. And then she was like, okay, so they put on she was at the hospital where they specialize in breathing. And she was there, she was doing good. Then she had another setback. So she had to go back to the hospital because she was having heart problems. So they was like, your mom is really sick. They was telling me without telling me that she might pass. But at that time, by her getting well and getting better and getting sick and then getting better and then getting sick and then getting better, I thought she was going to pull through and everything would have been fine. So when she went back to the hospital for the last time, I went to go see her. The last time that I went to go see her, she wasn't having like a regular bowel movement by her being bedbound. She wasn't having a regular bowel movement, so they had to put a tube in her stomach to release the toxins that was in her stomach because she couldn't go to the bathroom. So she had a bag for that. And then she got well again, and we took her back to the nursing home that specialized in breathing. She was only in that nursing home for just to specialize in breathing. She got well and went back to the nursing home for like 3 weeks again straight. She was doing fine. Then next thing you know, she relapsed and got sick again. So they took her back to the hospital up north. And I went to go see her. She wasn't really talking. She was just smiling when she seen me. And I was just telling her I love her and sorry about the little arguments that we had, and things like that or whatnot. And she was like, oh, all is forgiven. It wasn't really no arguments. It was just disagreements that we used to have. But anyway, she was like, all is well. I don't hold that against you. So we sitting there laughing and talking. Well, she mostly listened to me. She understand everything that I'm saying. So she was nodding her head and stuff like that. And I came home after I finished from seeing her. I came home, laid down, and I want to say about 11 o'clock, I got a call from the hospital up north. And they told me my mom had passed away. Do they want to allow for her to be resuscitated to see if they can bring her back? I'm like, yes, do all that you can to make sure that, to see if she can come back, if y'all can bring her back. And they were like, okay, we'll call you back later. So mind you, it was like 11 o'clock. So It was 11 o'clock when they called. The next call that I got from them was like at 1:30. I will never forget. It was like 1:30 in the afternoon. Now, mind you, they had called me at 11, and they called me back at 1:30. And they was like, I'm so sorry to tell you that your mom passed. We did everything that we could to resuscitate her and to bring her back, but we're sorry, we couldn't, there's nothing we can do. I'm so sorry to tell you. And they was like, you can come and see your mom if you like. I was like, okay, thank you. So I went and woke my sister up at like 2 o'clock, and I told her that mom passed and we need to go see her. So I got there first. My sister got there later on. And I called my brother in Florida and told him that mom had passed. He said, you know what? I had a feeling you was going to tell me that. What make it so bad, y'all, my mom passed December 20th, 2011. 5 days before Christmas, she passed. So I went to go see my mom, and she looked so peaceful. Her skin looked clearer. And I just said to myself, she's at peace now. She don't have to suffer anymore. But I was just so sad. You know, looking at my mom in the hospital bed, she just looked like she was asleep. She didn't look like she was gone. She didn't look like she passed away. So I knew she passed because they told me, and I'm looking at her, but it hadn't set well until after I buried my mom. After I got done burying my mom and putting her in the ground, then it set with me about a month later. See, a lot of people cry on sight, and a lot of people deal with their emotions different. I didn't cry at the funeral because it still was unreal to me. Even though I know my mom passed and I seen her laying in a casket, it didn't hit me that she was gone. It still didn't hit me. Yeah, I'm sitting there looking at her in the casket and everything, but it still didn't seem real to me. It seemed unreal. My sister was crying. People that I worked out with came to the funeral to show their respects or whatever. But it didn't sit well with me. I mean, it sat with me, but it hadn't registered that she was gone and she passed away. It didn't sit with me. I knew it, but it just seemed unreal. So after I buried my mom and she was on the ground, a month later it didn't really hit me. And then when it hit me, y'all, I cried and I cried and I cried for days and days and days and months. I got so tired of crying that I was like, Lord, when is this going to be over? I got tired of crying. I got tired of being depressed. I got tired of being sad because my mom was everything to me. I stayed in the house with the doors locked, and I had my apartment that we stayed in, that me and my mom stayed in. I had it so dark in there that it looked like nighttime in my apartment. And at the time that the guy that I was with, my ex, he came in my apartment. He said, you can't live like this. You can't be sitting up here in the dark like this. Your mother wouldn't want this for you, and you shouldn't sit up here like that. Get up, open the blinds, open the windows, let some air in here, and everything. Now, mind y'all, I'm feeling all these emotions and sad that I can't talk to my mom. I ate my feelings away. When When my mom passed, y'all, I was 153 pounds. After my mom passing, I gained so much weight. A lot of people eat their feelings away, and a lot of people don't eat at all. It didn't do nothing but make me depressed and make me want to eat and make me cry. And I was so sad, and I felt alone. After my mom passed, I felt sad and I felt alone. I just didn't like it. And sometimes I sit up here to this day and just think about how sad that was for me of my mom passing, because I had no idea. I really, really, truly thought that she was going to pull through despite of everything that she had been through, because she kept getting well. But I think it was signs of her kept teetering, tottering back and forth and getting well and getting sick. But I didn't see it at the time because that had happened before. I just was so sad, and I was so alone, and I felt like I didn't have anybody to talk to or couldn't run and tell anybody anything. I couldn't get any advice from anyone. I was just so down and depressed, and I sat in that house in my apartment for 6 months in the dark. 6. I tried to go back and work out after I buried my mom. I worked out for 6 months. And then after that, I couldn't do it no more. I stayed home for the other 6 months in the dark for a very long time. Now I'm better, and I just take it one day at a time, and I know she's in a better place. And I'm just glad that she don't have to suffer no more and everything. I'm just glad of that. This is my story about my mom passing away and how I felt. And I will talk to you guys later. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.